excited to be back with our author interview series. So I am Keeron Isaac, the author of poetry, and now I am literary. And I'm here with my editor and co-partner in Word Creative, Shelley-Ann Edwards-Barran. And tonight or today we have our guest. We're excited to bring back this series with Hazel Lynch, and she has a beautiful book she's here to tell us about. So Hazel, tell us, how are you? And show us your book and tell us the name, and let's get into this.
I am awesome. Thank you, Shelley and Keeron, for having me. I am so flabbergasted and so honored to be on the show tonight.
Yes, so Senior Fluffy, a cat's tale.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so Shelley and I love the concept of the book just by the cover and the blurb is a really intriguing book. So Hazel, I know you told me a lot about your history in getting into writing. So I wonder if you'd start us off and just tell us how you got into writing. So before Senior Fluffy, what really started your writing journey?
Oh, I don't. I think I was like, I think it's before 10. I could have been about 5. I remember one day, I don't know what prompted me that I just was running around telling my mom one day I'm going to be an author. I don't even knew if I knew what that meant, but I think I did. I said one day I'm going to be a famous author and you will see. But I guess
Oh,
as the years passed, somebody took me on. But I'm an avid reader, so my mind is always, going like that. But
yeah.
I always used to write in a lot of journals, like make up stories and just write. And I like you don't have to leave the country to travel. I love traveling through books, and it's really
Okay.
my passion. Reading besides writing and reading is my number one passion. That is, yeah.
That that is amazing.
Yeah,
And
it
we
started at
all
an
are
early age.
that's amazing. I guess we could all say that we're all connected through reading and writing. So that's really
Yeah,
beautiful. So
yes.
what commenced the senior fluffy journey? Because senior fluffy, we all know that senior fluffy is his own person, he's his own entity. So what was the catalyst to inspire this journey about this cat? You know?
Well, to tell you the truth, I never had uh like he was never in my mind. I was at a function in New York, in Brooklyn, at a writing celebration, something, and this guy was speaking to named Bryce, and when I was looking through the book, I realized he had written books already, like poetry or whatever. And when I opened the book, and I was like, "Oh my God, Bryce, you're published and whatever already before today." And his pen name was Senor Fluffy. And just seeing that, yes, Senor Fluffy, and just seeing that, I don't know what went on. To me, like I was watching myself. It was like an outer body experience. And I'm just watching myself
Yeah.
jumping up and down. And I was like, what's going on with me tonight? I'm speaking to him, asking him how he got that name. But I just seen his lips moving and I not hearing anything.
Yeah,
And
because
then
like your inspiration.
and then I just had I don't know, maybe voice of inspiration or whatever. And I just heard like write a story about a cat, not a poodle from France with a Spanish name. Was like somebody speaking to me. And then it's like they're giving me the whole thing, like, what? Where the food coming from? And I pinch myself and then I'm all ouch because I realize I'm not dreaming. So when
Yeah.
he said, Bryce, hush, hush, hush. I had a vision. I don't know what it was, but I'm going to write a story. Sorry, I'm going to take your name. I'm taking it to you, to the name, and I'm going to write a story about French cat. And he's like, what? And he said, you go and do what you have to do. And then I just asked for pages there, and nobody had. It was just napkins, and I just sat down
Wow.
in this big celebration, just writing about this cat. And then I just And I couldn't wait to get home to continue. And from that, the cat would not leave me alone. He's in my head every minute of the day. Oh my God. They have so much of attitude. Every minute is something. It's all about him, him, him.
I like
Let
that
me tell you.
attitude.
Yes, I have a lot of attitude.
And I
So
love
now,
that you said you wrote on napkins because I guess like that's
yes.
inspirational to writers to just start somewhere. I find that's like really powerful. It's funny, but
Yes,
it's like
because
also powerful at the same time,
Yeah.
to just
You,
start writing.
you hear about those things and you see those things in movies, but they actually happen, when the inspiration hits you and you have to get it out of yourself,
yeah,
otherwise it's going to be lost. You take
Yeah,
yeah,
whatever you can to write it.
yeah. That's why
definitely.
now I carry a book because it used to be an bus ticket, receipts, anything I could find at the moment, and sometimes I ask people, do you have a page? What about a napkin? Sorry. And from after that, a while, I started always carrying a book in my bag and I sleep next to a lot of books. So if I get up and like I have a whatever inspiration, I'll just write. At least try to if I'm not very tired. Yeah.
And
So
I really
then,
love that you said that because Shelley and I always talk about like when the inspiration just hits you anyway, you just wanna like write. And we always we talk about like
Yes.
that's how a lot of our collaborative work came about is like it hits you and you have to write it down quick before you forget. So so that's how
You
we
have to,
relate a lot.
yes, because I think if you write it down right away, you will never remember it. And if you do remember something about it, you will never. Are you hearing that noise?
It was
Okay.
slight,
You will
but yeah.
okay. You will never remember it the way you dreamt it or whatever. You will never
True,
remember
true,
what it is fully. So when you get that
true.
inspiration, you have to write it, no matter how
mhm,
tired you are, or exhausted, whatever. Yes, because you'll never remember it like how you did before. Because it happened
yeah,
to me
so
many times. Mm-hmm.
so that's the first piece of advice for writers. When the ideas come, get it out. So if you don't have paper, ask for a page, get a napkin, and at the very, very last bit, use the voice note on your phone. You could,
Mm-hmm.
send a voice message to somebody.
Yeah. Write in your hand, don't watch it,
Yes.
don't sacrifice until you
Yeah.
reach home or something. Yep.
So then, is this
I've
the
written.
first
Mhm.
story of many for Senor Fluffy, or is this a single volume?
No, actually, I have a published first piece in a magazine in New York. It's my book, but Senior Fluffy is a series. It's actually stopping, but
Mhm.
apparently right now he say he want to travel around the Caribbean a bit. Yeah,
Okay.
he want to travel
Nice.
around the Caribbean.
I see
So
you went to Tobago recently on his
excuse me,
page.
didn't you see the man in pool and all kind of thing on the beach and
So
strawberry and all kind of,
All
Senior
right.
oh my
Okay.
Fluffy is
God.
doing
So
better
so
than
back up,
me.
back up, back up. Senior Fluffy is a real cat now. We need to find out a little bit more about Senior Fluffy.
Senior Fluffy is the most I reach in is Trinity and Senior Fluffy reach Tobago. Like I can't feel that.
So tell
Yeah.
us then, is there any version of the real cat in this story? Is it like what you imagine his personality would be, or was it just completely, in your mind and that's what you wrote?
You mean the story itself is the story
Yes.
if you fit the no, the story fit him to T. Yes, I think the whole story is like, I don't know, but it's him to T. Even somebody saw the senior fluffy doll today and say, oh my God, why is he so angry? I say he's a bougie French cat. You have a lot of cat. He live, he's living in a life now he's not accustomed. So,
Mhm.
he was knocked down a peg or two from being rich, living the high life of luxury, because he's French. His owner is French. She's human. And one day she decided to take him to move to Brooklyn and live on Church Avenue. of all places, not even Manhattan. So, and she didn't buy the building, she rented a studio apartment. Can you get that? Imagine Senor Fluffy. And when he asked her where he have to sleep, she pointed to the floor. Like, what?
Or the
So
horror.
the horror of me having what? I'm a cat with pedigree, and he have to sleep on the floor. So you have to adjust to a life that he's not accustomed to. Plus, drink New York City tap water. Yeah.
This is a cat
Wow.
after my own heart. Oh my God. I feel like a lot of people, I mean, even though it's really comical and it's fun, I think a lot of people could probably see Senior Fluffy in themselves. And I think that's probably why a lot of people relate to the character so much. Because I see
Mhm.
even on like his personal social media page, people really love and they engage with it. And I think it's because he has so much personality. I feel like people could probably see him in
Yeah.
themselves, if that makes sense.
Let me tell you, I get some question. Is Senior Fluffy having kittens already? I would like to marry Senior Fluffy. And so then I have to tell, well, he's crocheted, and he's in felt. He's not actually real. I know that, but they don't care.
We need to put him in witness protection.
I know, oh my God.
Oh my goodness. So let me ask then, when you wrote the book, I mean, you explain to us how the download came because it sounded like a download. It came and you wrote it out. It was a download. What did you see after that for the book and for the concept of, Senior Fluffy and so on?
Well, I see like how far I want to take it, or
Yeah.
like, well, look, sorry to say good, it's a habit.
That's
I
all
just
right.
see, as you say, Keeron, like Senior Fluffy taking over the world. I think he's the next best thing to Mickey Mouse. He'll be beat out Mickey Mouse just
Hey,
now. I think
I love it. I
he'll
love it.
take over the world. Yes, he'll be the Caribbean. Not Mickey Mouse, Senior Fluffy. And I want to do a lot of things. I want him, I guess because it's my first book too, but I have a lot of vision. Like I see things, what is actually possible with Senior Fluffy. I would like to see like a
Hmm.
whole line of different like cup. Well, I have that mugs, coasters, plate, all different kind of merchandise, clothing. I want to do a coloring book. I want to get him out in French, German, and Spanish, and a cartoon, a play, and
Yeah.
however far I can go with him, I'm going to take him to the top, man. Yeah,
Nice. And
and I
and
don't know
what
if
what is
it's
the
because
message? What is his message? Because I'm hearing about, settling into a new environment and adapting to life,
Mhm,
which
yeah,
I think is really something huge. And coming out of COVID, with all
mhm,
the adaptations and adjustments that people have had to do, I feel
mhm,
like, as Kieran said, we're connecting with his story. But
yeah.
when you wrote this story, did you have in mind, you wanted to like share this lesson, or was it just like as you had said, like a complete download and it is what it is?
No, I think no matter what you read, you can always learn something. It could be a comic book, a horror story, or a real memoir, whatever. It always have lessons in there. And I think Senior Fluffy, at least to me, is teaching you, as you say, about a migration, adapting to new environment. Then you meet different folks along the way. Bullying, it's showing you like how you should care for people, even though you're different and you find somebody like beneath you. That's in your Fluffy. But it shows you a lot of stuff for people. It teaches you about other people while teaching you about yourself, while learning things and how to treat people, not because you come from a certain lifestyle and somebody's not from that, you know, and it teaches you to care for other people, well, animals. And it teaches, I think it has a lot of lessons in there, personally.
Hmm.
Because you
Okay.
can learn something from everything, migration, adapting to new environments,
Yeah.
friendship. have a little maybe bullying and and just showing people kindness and love. And I think love is what we need, a lot of love right now, and love really changes things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're on that topic, since we talk about like challenging things or like lessons you've learned, has there been like, or what would you say if you want to share is like one of the harder parts of this author journey, or like maybe like your least favorite part? Is there like something that you probably want to share, and then we could flip that after and then do the opposite, which is one of your more positive experiences or something you love. So you could start with like the harder part of the journey and then something that has been on the more positive side.
Well, I think the hardest thing for me, um, well, actually, when I was away, all I used to do is go in the library besides working and going out and stuff and reading, watching movies. I'm a movie and book junk addict. And I, when I
Yeah,
was gone, I never used to ask the questions like how, and I was in the right place. How do you do this? When I get published, and what do we
yeah,
do? And then, basically find out anything. And I think to me the hardest thing about having a book is getting it out there, like the marketing, the advertising, the promoting. To me, it's a constant thing. And then with social media, if you're not like me, who is not like into like these graphics, and sometimes when I see some authors or people, how they put up like a little ad and they show their book or whatever they do. You don't have to be an author, but I look up at a lot of stuff online and I was like, oh gosh, how to do this? Why can't I do that? What I need to do? Sometimes everybody say, well, YouTube it. When you look on YouTube, it's like, okay, so if I don't have an idea, even if I YouTube it, it's still hard for me because I don't know what is the first, you know, but I think
yeah.
that is you have to really not just know about your book, like what you're writing and stuff. You really have to learn a lot about like the behind the scenes, the marketing, the promoting, what genre, what is. I didn't know
Right
all
there.
of that before, and it's still a learning lesson or experience because you learn things every day. And I think, but I love the journey I'm on. It's just a lot of hard work, but when you do all the hard work, you come out, at least when we get there, we can say, ah, boy, that's why I had all this hard work because I'm here now, that kind
Mm-hmm.
of way. So I think
Definitely.
it will have bright lights at the end of the rainbow for us. It wouldn't be the end, but we will be rewarded big for our hard work. And then we teach and inspire people along the way, and not only writers, but anybody who have a dream or goal. And you could do anything you want, basically. You just have to try hard to get out there and see what by any means necessary.
So that's
So
lesson number two then. We're getting some really important
yeah.
lessons here. So for new authors, up and coming authors, writing the book is only one part of the whole journey. And
Mhm.
funny enough, I guess is probably not even the biggest part of the journey
Mhm.
because
I think
getting
it's
it
the
into hands
easiest.
of readers, that is
Mhm.
where the significant challenge, but it's possible
Yeah.
because of social media and lots of other opportunities. And of course, we are relaunching the series where we would be interviewing authors regularly. So, just to get the message out there and get you visible because I was going through some of the reviews and I'm seeing 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, and everybody's saying that, they enjoyed the humor in it. And I wanted to ask a question about the style that you chose, with the comedy and so on. Is that your typical style of writing, or was that just the download? I keep going back to that download because I know what that feels like. And sometimes you write because that's what you're told to write, you know?
Mhm. Well,
But
to me,
mhm,
yeah, I think when I write, well, I love to laugh. And I think sometimes when you meet somebody, you don't know what people going through. And sometimes you see people dress a certain way in the street. And sometimes so much people, sometimes maybe I did it already, I don't know. You're quick to judge. Why is she having that? Why are you looking like that? But sometimes we don't know what people going through. And sometimes they have to do certain things to come out, like even if she just half naked. Like when I was leaving the mall today, I was talking to one of the vendors and she said, look how that girl. I say, don't do that. I say, we don't know what that woman going through. Don't do it. Don't say anything. We are
Mm.
women. Let's build up each other. Even if that's in your mind, you wouldn't wear that, but you don't know if that woman is being raped every day, abused, what happened to her children. You don't know what something maybe drove her to wear this. Just let us just be there for each other. If she need help, sometimes we should go and ask that person, you okay? You okay today? You need to talk. But a lot of people don't do that. We just look at people and just some people might take a picture or people like, look how she looking, and I don't like that. And I don't know if I was like that before, but if I was, I don't do it anymore. You know, because I find sometimes we all deal with things, and sometimes everybody different. It's certain ways people could get it out there, so sometimes they have to act different and do different things that sometimes we wouldn't do. But that is how people cope. Different people have different coping mechanics. I think that's the word. You know,
Mechanism.
yes,
Mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes, that's what
mechanism.
Hmm.
yes. So,
So,
don't judge, just
so what I'm getting then is that behind the humor of Senior Fluffy, there is a very strong message of love and hope in terms of sharing that joy with other people.
yeah. Yeah, yes, and it must have love and joy because I mean, Senior Fluffy, it have a lot of laughs, but it have a lot of drama in it too. It's a book
Hmm.
about a cat, but it have its drama, and I think it's just a coming of age story about any of us, really. I just did it with the animal. And I
Hmm.
think Fluffy could teach us a lot of stuff, you know. Maybe look into ourselves, see ourselves different, because sometimes some people so blessed and others are not, you know. Not to say we're not blessed, but they live in situations, and then when you go on
Yeah.
the other side, you really see it from a different point of view, like, oh, this is how and you can have love for that person and understand, like, oh, because of this situation, that is why this person is like that, or something like that. So it teaches us a lot of things, how to look within ourselves, how to look at ourselves, and you know things like that.
And I love that, and I love the fact that we spoke a lot about the humor of Senior Fluffy because I mean
Yeah,
I've grown to connect with you with the pandemic, and I know you love to laugh, and
yeah,
you know sometimes you don't take yourself too seriously, which I love because I think I'm the same way, and I've learned that Shelley-Ann is the same, but we're very like humorous and
yeah,
we could get a
yeah,
laugh in anything. And I love that you really tapped into that humor with Senior Fluffy because that's something even I overthink when I'm writing. And for my second
yeah,
book, I was telling Shelley, my God, these humorous poems would they be too cheesy? I should probably just delete them. And I had removed them at first, and then it felt so bland. So I put them back. And
yeah.
it's funny because a lot of the time people just want to smile and laugh. And they
Yes,
love like the
Yeah.
humor in it. I remember when I was selling the book, someone was like, "Do you have anything in here to make me laugh?" And I was like, and that was the first thing they asked about the book. They was like, "I know nothing too serious." So I think it's good to have a
yeah,
good balance. And coming out to the
yeah,
pandemic, then you just want to smile and laugh again and be happy.
yes,
So
yes,
I think it's good to find a healthy balance. I love that you have
yes,
like serious messages about acceptance and all of that. And then you
yes,
have something about just having a good laugh, which is also equally important. So I
yeah,
think
Yeah.
that really
and
stood out
and
to
have
me.
to feel good, I'm not, I can maybe go on a stage and tell a joke. They might boo me
Mhm.
off, but if it's writing, it just comes so natural. And sometimes when I read in, like what I wrote, and I was like, how did I even think to write this? And it's so funny, and I just be writing and laughing out. Sometimes all 2 o'clock in the morning, cat, cat. I don't know, the neighbors must be like, what's going on with that girl? Because I find somebody's story so funny, like, and how do I think of these things to write? Like where do they actually come from? I mean, voice of inspiration, but like when you really read it,
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
Yeah.
wow, I
I
wrote
could
that.
relate
I
to that
thought of that.
so
Well,
much.
with
Oh
the
my
help.
god. Yeah, I was reading over some things I wrote and I
Yeah.
started laughing. I was like, Keeron, what is in your head sometimes? I was like, how did you come up with this? This is so crazy, but so you. So I love that you said
Yeah.
that. I guess maybe we connect in that level as well.
Yeah. So I
So
want to ask you a
listen.
question. You mentioned something just now that had me thinking, and it connected with something you said earlier that Senor Fluffy was in New York, and now he's going to. You mentioned about carrying him up the Caribbean and so on. I'm
Mhm.
curious about why New York first.
Well, actually, he's a French cat with a Spanish name, and the owner decide. Well, we didn't in the first book. We don't know what was the problem why she decided to go to New York. No, that is a
Ah.
mystery. So he's
Mm-hmm.
still wondering what up. Something happened, and she decided
Ooh.
to go to New York. So but that is not revealed in the first book. I don't know if it will be revealed in the second book, but it have a
Dun,
little
dun, dun.
Yeah.
We love a little drama.
Yes.
have a mystery, drama, suspense, and a lot of
I love
laughter.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's like a
So
A
little
lot
so
of
sneak peek.
category.
that's it. So Senior Fluffy learning about some Trini Bacchanal in the midst of all of this.
That cat seems
Yeah.
like he's
Yes.
part training now, yes, and he loves roti,
Oh
roti,
wow.
and what
I
he
relate to him
calls.
even more then.
Yes.
And it have a Trinidadian parrot that could cook mean street food there, Esmeralda. That's
Oh
one of the other
wow.
characters. Rena,
I love
she's a
it.
new
Right.
I
Rena,
really
she's
have
a
to
new
get a copy of this book.
Yes.
and of course,
This book
And
just
Mali.
sounds like so much fun.
and that's a
Yeah.
good plug to tell everybody get a copy of this book because
Mhm.
I think sometimes we have this idea of what Caribbean literature is supposed to look like.
Mhm.
And I remember I had a friend and he was working on a project and he is creating it here in Trinidad. And when he showed it to someone, they told him it looked too foreign.
Mm.
They wanted it to look a
Wow.
certain way, to look Caribbean. And I've always wondered about that concept of, what i- does it have to be a certain way to be us? I mean, we're so multicultural, we're fun loving, and to me, just the humor alone is part of who we are here.
Mhm.
True.
So, and that's one of the reasons why I asked the question, why New York first? Because, you're a Caribbean writer, and,
Mhm.
some people think you have to write about local, it has
Yeah.
to look like here and have that flavor. So I was just curious about that whole thing.
Well, it have a lot of like Trini and I've got a Jamaican dialect in the book. Not too much of Trini because I'm a Trinidadian, but really I cannot speak like the real Trini lingo. But I put in the Jamaican, the Rasta, the Mali, the Rasta cat, to Jamaican alley cat. Sorry, his whole thing is in Jamaican lingo, and to me, I think like when I'm writing, I like to be like real authentic. Let the people hear like the words and how it's sung and how it's pronounced. So I think I just like to write like how not really how I speak, but I don't know, I just like people to feel like I don't know if I'm saying this right, like feel or hear our words or like how we think, how we speak, things like that. I remember
Hmm.
once I was in a restaurant and I met this well I knew her not from here but over there, American girl and Trinidadian American, and I was showing her my work. She's like, American will never accept you wouldn't publish a book because they don't like to read Trini or they don't like Caribbean. You're not supposed to write like that. I said, well, hello. This is the way I'm writing because I think when people like read my stories, they get something different, and I feel I could go far with it. A little of me, a little Trini, a little, whoever I write about, whatever I write about, but not just, and it's not like be really about America or American, it's just like me. Like, like different characters who speak different, who think different, who live in different places and come
Mm-hmm.
together as one, but they are all different people,
Yeah.
animals,
Yep.
per se, so a little flavor, I love
Mm-hmm.
flavor,
So
so she,
it's a lot about your lived experience, and this is
yeah,
who you
but
are. These
yeah.
are the people you encountered.
Mhm.
These are the dialects and the accents that you heard in your life and your experience, and you're including them in the story.
Well, it's not really the people per se. The I didn't take the like Rena, Esmeralda and thing. It just they were just characters that I thought about that they just came like so natural, and I just came in my mind, and the names, the wording and everything just came so natural. It's just like I knew these animals somewhere, because
Mm-hmm.
it came so natural. When I was growing up, I used to always, like when I read, like if I read a book, it don't stop there for me. I will always want to know what happened after. Like if you read a story about the big bad wolf, how did he get bad? Was he born bad? Like was Pinocchio really made of wood? I don't know, but
I love
stay
it. I
tuned for
love
that
it.
book. That's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like, woo-hoo!
I love it.
I
I
like
Nice,
to
love it.
think.
I
nice,
love
nice.
it.
I really like to think outside the box. When I hear something, my brains just start like going like ooh, and I will just think of things, and I was like, hey, that's an idea. I don't think I could be fitted in a box. And Senior Fluffy surely don't like a litter box. He uses the bathroom, the toilet, for shit.
Well, I mean, we are sophisticated, so yes, of course. Of course, we should have expected that, right, Kieran? We should have
I mean,
expected that.
it seemed only natural.
Yeah.
So we've been talking so much about, the inspiration and all different things about the book. Where can readers find you and find Senior Fluffy and get their own copy?
Yeah.
At the moment, they can find the book at Scribbles and Quills in Shugwarners. Is it 6 Gaston? Oh gosh, my bad. Lounge Park, Shugwarners, and at
Yeah.
base at Normandy Hotel in St.
Nice.
10 Nook Avenue. I'm so bad at this. I think it's Avenue. Yes. Is it?
Yeah.
And
But
yeah,
once they say Normandy, they will
mhm,
Yeah, once it's
get
Normandy,
pick up
everybody
with
should
me.
know about that. Yeah,
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 and
yeah.
we
Yeah.
would
And it's online as well, right?
yes,
Yes,
yes.
it's on
And once
Amazon.
the video goes up, we would put the links and so on, so that because everybody needs to be able to find you. And I Senior Fluffy has his own page. I heard, is it
Mhm.
Instagram?
Yes,
He
yes.
has his
He
own
haven't
Instagram.
no, he's very bushy about that. Look, let me tell you, this cat, sometimes I wish I could run away from him.
And we wanted to meet him tonight, but we understand he's not even home. We understand
Yeah,
he's
I
traveling
forgot.
again.
Senior Fluffy's in Port of Spain right now. God, when I go tomorrow, there'll be a lot of gratitude.
he's,
I
he's
forgot.
wreaking havoc.
Yes, apparently.
Even
I love this word
I'm going
gratitude.
tomorrow.
Oh, I am in love with
Yes.
that. Yes, yes, that's going to be a
You need
meme.
to like copyright that word, his gratitude. You need
Yeah.
to copyright that word.
Yes, I have a lot of gratitude. So I go to when I go to work tomorrow. Sorry about that. My mom money. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
That's
Here
okay. Because yeah, but so that I think every cat owner or everybody who's owned by a cat, um, they understand what
Yeah, kind of
gratitude
you
is
can
all about.
relate, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. I know you have a cat
Oh
as
yes.
well.
Love her. They
Oh
always
my
tell me,
goodness.
I love cats. I'm a cat mom. Yes, I have a lot of cat love.
Yep. Yep. So,
That's so
all
funny.
right. Okay, so we know where to find, well, I guess, what's his Instagram? What's his
It's
Instagram handle?
Fluffy underscore senior. And you have to roll
Fluffy
the R's.
underscore.
Not senior.
Oh,
Senior.
And what's your social media? So we could follow the
And
both of you.
yes.
it have to be senior fluffy or fluffy, not no fluffy. Don't like that.
And what's your Instagram handle? Because I know you guys have two separate lives, you and Senior Fluffy.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't know. My phone got so low of all of a sudden. I can hardly hear you
No, I was
because
saying,
my mom
what's
was.
your handle? Because I know
Hmm?
Senior Fluffy has his Instagram, but what is your Instagram?
My handle.
Yeah.
Yes, his handle you want? Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
No, we
your
want, well,
Instagram account.
yeah, your
I don't know
Instagram
why it's
account.
so
Yeah.
low. Okay. Oh, my Instagram account?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my Instagram account is just my name back to front. I couldn't think of anything else. Lynch Hazel. Yes. Was it Lynch Hazel
Nice.
Ann? Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Just my name back
Don't
to
worry.
front, really.
When we upload the video, we will put all the links
Yeah,
so they will
we'll put
find it.
all the links in there
Yeah.
to make sure everybody
I
can
have two
find you
pages. I
because
have an artist page and a regular page. My
mhm.
Nice.
Facebook is Hazel Lynch and my Waters page is Hazel Ann Lynch.
Nice.
See,
Nice.
Ah,
that's my
Nice.
name.
Nice. We love it, and
all
it's
right.
good just like that.
Yes, and that's it because one of the things you said is that, this is you and this is your authentic writing and expression, and that's what your page is named because this is you.
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely
Amazing.
love it. So I think I look forward to finding out why, because what's the word, Kieran, we
Catitude.
yes.
That's
I would
the
like
way
to
that stuck in
know.
my head.
Yes, I want to know what, where is he going to go next and what is he going to do next? Are you working on a current second book? Do you have
Yes, it's
one?
nearly finished.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Nice.
coming to Trinidad next pre-COVID carnival, and he's going to
What?
Tobago crab and go chase. So there will
Excuse
be a lot
me.
of that.
Senior
There's
Fluffy
all
get on bad.
Traveling, he's jet setting.
What is this? We
so in the
outside. We
market, we'll also have a few
outside.
new characters too.
Oh, nice. Nice. New characters as well. That should be
Mhm.
You
exciting.
know, you have to, because we don't Trini alone, you have to bring out some Tobago characters too. And like, oh my God,
Mhm.
I could give you a little example, but I don't want to.
No.
We,
We
we
will
love
keep
we love the
tuned.
tease.
Yes, we
We
love the
love the
tease, don't
tease.
mind. And so for those who are watching the interview and they want to know more, they have to follow his page, follow your page so that they will get the deets when they drop, right? So yeah.
I
Definitely.
can see a little piece in Trinidad, and when they reach to the airport in Trinidad, they will meet a con man, well, a con creature. His name is Manny Maniku. He's a red and white maxi driver. I want to give them $5.50 for US. Can you imagine?
Oh
Man,
wow.
will be back and
Bacchanal
coming.
start already.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. This is so fun.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it was really, really lovely chatting with you. And we are definitely going to be following those pages to find out what's happening next and
Yeah.
making sure we have our own personal copies.
You
And to
will. When I
everybody
get
who's
some,
watching,
yeah, when I get some, you would need, I will just send one or give Keeron to give you one personally, and of course, Keeron will get his own copy, of course. Yeah, I
Yes,
mean, just
Yeah.
and it's going to be autographed, right? Because when you make it big, I have to show that I
Yes.
because pretty soon you
yes,
have to pay
please.
for it, you know. So
Exactly. So I listen, I hooking myself up from now.
And we want Senior Fluffy's paw print as well. Like
of
we want
course,
his
that of course.
or full ball
Ah,
or
that's
something.
very good idea, Keeron. I'm going to work on
Yeah.
that. Yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. We want we
yeah.
want we want autographs
We
from the
want
main
more.
character and the and the author.
You could teach
Oh
him
my
how to write.
goodness.
The next series could be like him learning how to write cursive or something. Listen, the world is your oyster, and the world is Senior Fluffy's oyster.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I think Miss Hazel, thank you so much for joining us. Listen, this is like the
It was fun.
perfect beginning to the new set of
Yeah,
author
the good
interviews.
energy.
Yeah, I haven't laughed so much in a long time, and I just listen. Everybody who's listening, please, Normandy, um,
and Scribbles and Quills
and
should go on
Scribbles
us.
and Quills, yes, please go
And
get your
Amazon.
copy, and it's on Amazon as well.
Yes, it's on Amazon as well.
Right. So for the
And you can
international
also,
people who aren't in Trinidad, you can get your copy on Amazon.
and if you're in the New York City area or Manhattan, check out the libraries and you can get some copies to take it out and take it back. Once
Nicely
That's
again,
done.
thank you
true.
again for having me. I feel so honored and I'm so blessed to, get to talk about myself a bit, not too much. And Senor Fluffy, it is always about him. But I'm so honored, I'm so happy, and I want to thank both of you all
Of
because
course.
it's
Yes,
nice
yes, yes.
speaking to people about what you love to do. As when you love to do something and like be creative, other creative
Mm-hmm.
people will understand just like that's
I
so me,
always say
that's so
that.
me. I
Yeah,
Yeah.
love,
it's true.
so yeah, but sometimes other people don't. They just don't get it. Like why you
Yeah,
love to do that?
you
Or
either
whatever.
get it or you don't get it.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
is so true. It really, really is. And it comes out in, I guess, a lot of people will read it and really enjoy the book and they don't understand exactly why
Yes.
it feels
Yes.
so, so real to them.
Yes.
But I guess we see from the other side as well. We see from the reader's side and the
Yes.
writer's side. So that's a little extra that we have. And yeah,
Yes.
so we're booking you for when Senor Fluffy reaches to Trinidad and all these things happening. We're booking you for that interview too in advance,
We,
right?
we
Remember,
book in
please.
advance.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready, time.
Oh
This
my
was so much
Yes,
goodness.
I
fun.
will.
So thanks,
Yes, it
Hazel,
was,
for
it
stopping
was.
by.
Slowly, yeah, thank you.
All right, so Kiran, this is our wrap for the very first in the new series of interviews with authors.
Woo!
We
We're
have a good
back.
lineup. We're trying to get one done every week, so check in often. We're checking in so we'll post it on Wood Coach Creative on Facebook. It's gonna go Wood Coach Limited on YouTube, and Kiran, you would be sharing it on poetry as well.
Yes, I'll share it to my socials. And perhaps maybe we could like cut some and share it to other apps and
Yes,
Instagram and
awesome.
TikTok
So we
and
could
that way.
look
We
out
find
for
it
it.
everywhere.
Yes, and of course, Senior Fluffy would have his copy that he could share with his people.